Hello and welcome to the McDolphin Team Cup 2022, Event 1, the Tightrope. I am Zach McDolphin, as always, your host. We are here in the Coral Stadium, Reef Beach, with our 16 teams having just taken part in the opening ceremony, ready to take on the Tightrope without currently being set up. So, of course, you may well have seen the qualifiers where we decided which of these 16 teams will be competing, and of course, McDolphin Team Cup 2021, where the top 4, Electric Eels, Team McDolphin, Speedy Sloths, and Green Jungles, they also qualified by finishing in the top 4. Even though we've got some exciting changes, we've got the Icy Blasts making their debut, their first MTC. Marine Team also have one marble debuting, being Angler. Shark is currently having surgery after a small injury that developed across last season in training. Angler is replacing them, while Ras being promoted to a main member for the season. Additionally, Dolphin and Ray are using new uniforms to hopefully make things a lot better for the team. Team McDolphin as well, a couple of their marbles being renamed. You will have seen that earlier. Teams returning as well. Colgate Club and Green Turtles, after missing out last season, they're back. Unfortunately, Birds of Prey, Jellyfish and Butterflies, though, they will not be joining us for this season. However, they will be returning in the B League, which we'll be seeing very shortly, in fact, with this event. Quick overview of the scoring then. All 15 of the 16 teams score points, 20 points for the win. Then down to 17, 14, 12, and 11 down to 1, and 0 for last place. Cool, there are going to be 12 events this season, and each of those 12 events will test different skills of our team, and team events, individual events, and even a duo event in the Double Dash. So, lots of time, and the most points after 12 events, then, will be crowned the champion of the McDolphin Team Cup 2022. Even though Tightrope, well known, is balancing 30cm beam, which you'll see in just a second. Marbles will be trying to we can try and get all 4 marbles as far as possible. Best combined score wins. Anyway, I think I've waffled on enough. I'm getting up to the commentary box. Are you getting ready to start the season off now? Good luck to all our teams. Now is where the games begin. And so, our first runner of this event is the Ladybirds. The first runner of the season. What can they do? And they all drop off to the far side, which, I mean, obviously dropping off isn't what they want to do. We'll get back to you with the score then. And they get just 66, which last year would have put them lower. They got dead last year, a big improvement on their previous score. But they were very bad last year, and this year things are looking better to start the season. Now the Colgate Club, on their return after missing out last season, what can they do? They took 4th in this event back in 2020. And that looks much better than the Ladybirds. They're going to get 1 to a 29. I think that'll be a 27 possibly even there. So Colgate Club already looking in a much better shape than the Ladybirds. And they will get 92. The Colgate Club said the second best run we've ever seen in the McDolphin Team Cup. 95 is the record, which is held by the Seahorses. And now the Cream Team finished in this event lower, I think got 10th last season, and finished 11th overall. And oh dear. This is going to be a very, very poor total. I think Cream Team are going to find themselves in the bottom 3 of this event, based on that run. They come in with just 48, which is, I think, the 4th worst run we've ever seen. I think 44 was the worst from the Birds of Prey, so if anyone, back in 2020, so if anyone ever gets worse than that, well, I think that'll be a bit embarrassing. But Green Team, going to provisional last. Now, the bright colours of the Parrots, a very well-received team, although their debut was less than successful last season, finishing dead last. And they didn't do particularly well here either, but you never know, they could make something brilliant happen here. And I don't think they will, that's, I think, going to be better than the Ladybirds, but definitely not as good as Colgate Club. Actually, it's 64, which is 2 worse than the Ladybirds, which is disappointing for the Parrots. I mean, after 4 runs, Colgate Club hold the lead over the Ladybirds still, and then the Parrots Cream Team in last. Now for the Octopi, title contender throughout last year, just living out of auto-qualification in the final event, but they made up for it by dominating in the qualifiers. What can they do in this event? Not very well. That's quite similar, I think, to their 2020 performance rather than their 2021 one. 2020 they finished 15th. And yes, 57, disappointing score, only better than the Cream team. The Octopi can start the season off on a much worse note than they did last year. Now the Carnival Crew 6th place overall last year and second in the qualifiers, but never typically good at this event, finishing lower in the pack both times so far. But that's going to be a strong run. The two of them fall off near the middle, but then the other two, Ocean and Banana, they both get to the high 20s, so this could be a good score, maybe not quite Colgate Club, but and yes, comfortably in second place with 80 centimetres total for the Carnival Crew. That's a good start to their season. Still deals to pressure and expectations on this team is the Icy Blast, our only new team for this season. Despite the fact we introduced 4 in the pre-qualifiers, they were the only ones who were to make it. Can they perform well, or will they struggle like many of them did last season? And the answer is they can do a decent job. That could challenge the Carnival Crew. I think they might possibly get 3 over 20. So, I think that's looking in good shape. And by 1 centimetre, it is better than the Carnival Crew. They get 81 and go to second place. Icy Blast. Strong start. Now here's one popular with the fans. The Green Turtles are back. The team finished 5th back in 2020, failed to qualify last season, making their return. What can they do in an event they took 5th in, back in 2020? They can get there for the first finisher of the day. They get another 29. Got the win Friday, and also I think Lulu did well, and this could well challenge Cold Club actually. Because Molokai also got a solid result. This could be in contention for the lead. Let's find out. And it is the lead! By 1 centimetre, Green Turtles take 93, beating the 92 of the Colgate Club. And the 2 returning teams are the 2 teams at the top. Although we did see this coincidentally, back in 2020, and, well, neither of them took a medal. So, could it all still very much change. But, it's looking strong right now. Now the Green Jungles came out of nowhere to snatch an auto-qualification spot last year. And they're going to need to do some coming back here. That wasn't a bad run, but it wasn't a good run. That put them slap bang in the middle, if anything lower middle, I think. And they put themselves in 5th with 68, right in the middle, after the 9 runners. Now for the Fritters, who performed well last season, finished 7th overall. Quite competitive throughout. What can they do here? And that is also going to be competitive. Fritz's get 1 to the end and 1 to 29, I think. And they come in with 92, which ties the Colgate Club, but because they had a finisher, they will beat them on tie-break. Second place for the Fritz's, a very competitive start. Now Marine Team, with Wrath making their first main team appearance in this event, and with the Dolphin and Ray with their new uniforms, what will this event bring? The strong start, Whale gets the furthest, got to about 28, I think. That's going to be past that, because they rolled quite a long way past. So yeah, we'll have to work on this one. I think it's to put them up in mid-pack. And then we get 78, which will put them in 6th place, ahead of the Green Jungles by 10 whole centimetres, but narrowly behind Icy Blast and Carnival Crew. And now Team McDolphin, who won this event effectively 2 years ago, if not more, and surely they're one of the favourites. Second place both the previous 2 seasons. They can definitely win a championship, but can they actually pull it off? Well, that's going to be an okay run, but I don't think that's going to be much better than like the Carnival Crew or Icy Blasts. So it could be another upper mid-pack performance in this event for Team McDolphin. And with 73, they go worse than Marine Team as well, so they go into 7th place. Still a chance at the top half, but it could be quite marginal with 4 teams left to run and 4 strong teams too. Now for the Speedy Sloths, who got 3rd place in this event back in 2020, and 3rd place overall in both the 2020 and 2021. So clearly a very strong team. Surely they're one of the favourites to do well here. They will do decently, but again, that's going to be very similar to McDolphin in that they aren't spectacular. This could be cutting it fine for the top half. And actually they will get, 68, which is tied with the Green Jungles for 8th. I'm not sure where the tiebreaker will go to, because it'll be furthest individual marble. So I'll have to look at that. It's going to be tricky for them to get into the top half, I do have to think. Now for the Cool Comedians, who finished 16th and 14th in the MTC overall, past 2 seasons, but they would have finished 8th that season if they hadn't been disqualified in relay. Anyway, that's, well, at least 8th. See, what can they do in this event? Not very much, and that's going to be one of the worst runs we've seen of the day. They're not going to match their 6th place of 2020 anymore, akin to their 15th place last season. I think it will be slightly better than the Octopi, at least. I may have spoken too soon, because they're not going to be the Octopi. They get 51, which puts them into provisional, 13th place, but second to last. Very poor run, again, by the Cool Chameleons. And again, they're going to have to play catch-up in this season. Now we have our reigning gold medalist event. Plenty of pressure for the Seahorses. Record holders, current gold medal holders. Can they try and get themselves as high as possible in this event? The only time they got a medal across last season. That's a strong start, but it's going to fall off a bit. I think that will be similar to the Carnival crew. Challenging maybe for lower top 5 at best, I would have thought. And coincidentally, they tie the Carnival crew with 80. Not sure who has the tiebreak advantage, so have to work them out after the event. I feel like it might possibly be the Seahorses, but it could also be Carnival crew. Either way, solid run by the Seahorses, get themselves a locked-in top half finish at least, which is something they'd like to have. And going to last, the team who knows how to handle the pressure of a title fight. In fact, it's our reigning champions, the Electric Eels. They took the silver medal as well in this event back in 2020. So, surely one of the favourites to do well here. But they're not going to do great, and that means that the Green Turtles are surely going to get the gold, unless somehow Electric Eels found a way to double that score, I would have thought. But let's see what they will get, see whether they might be able to sneak into the top half. I think it'll be a challenge, but they haven't done too badly, so you never know. And the Electric Eels can only pull out a 62, and that means that on their return, the Green Turtles will take the gold medal. Electric Eels won't even get the top half. Our reigning champions who started the season with, like they did last season, to be fair, with a poor finish. But what a result. Both returning teams well on the podium. Color Club getting bronze, and Fritters will take the silver. Exciting stuff. Down with the podium shortly. And so it is the glorious, perfect return for the Green Turtles. They take their 2nd medal in the McDolphin Team Cup and their 2nd gold medal. And it's been a long, long wait. Almost 2 years since their Friday's swimming gold. And they are jubilated to be there. The fans going wild behind. Maybe to see them in the corner. And then Fritz as well. That's their 3rd silver medal in the McDolphin Team Cup. Their 3rd medal in the McDolphin Team Cup. Lots of silvers for the Fritzes. And finally the Colgate Club. On their return, get the bronze, their 2nd bronze, 2nd ever medal. Lots of teams getting there. Like every team here has only had medals of the colour that they've finished in. You know, the Colgate Club finally getting that the bronze medal or any form of medal that they were denied narrowly back in 2020 in this event in Tightrope. They were in the lead from the 2nd run all the way down to the 12th run, and then slipped off the podium in the final 5. But this time, no such problems for them, and they will get themselves 14 points on their return. But not as many as the 20 points of the Green Turtles, who obviously will put themselves to the top of the standings. Fritz's 2nd, Colgate Club 3rd. Also, congratulations to the Icy Blasts. They get 4th on their debut. Of the teams who were there are 3 teams who made it from the pre-qualifiers. All of them make it into the top 4 in this event. Great job by all of them. You can see the standings. Not that they really mean that much at this point, because they are just the event results with different numbers beside them. But next up, we have the first ever B-League event. We've got, with multiple new teams, some teams, and the teams who failed to qualify via the qualifiers and the pre-qualifiers. They will be heading down the tightrope just as the A-League teams have, and please feel free to join us then as well. That after that, we'll be going to block pushing for both leagues as well. Again, stay tuned for those events, and that's all we have time for today. So, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time for B-League Tightrope.